What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Okay, so I was watching the Shields versus Gabriels press conference, and I'm more interested in the fight itself, not the press conference. This was what the hell was I just watching, man? Hannah Gabriels' trainer, man, still to sit here, he's going back and forth with Claressa about she blocked him on Twitter or whatever, and how she spit on him and all this nonsense. And I'm like, is this dude trying to be a comedian or whatever? Like, you're not fighting Claressa Shields. Hannah Babriels is. Why are you going back and forth? Like, when I see trainers do that, it's like, to me, let the fighters say what they're going to say. Why are the trainers even addressing the fighters and trying to if this is supposed to be trying to get in Claressa Shields' head, I don't see how that's going to work. And if this is supposed to be entertaining, I'm just sitting there what the hell am I watching, man? This is what a press conference is now? A grown man worried about being blocked on Twitter, and Claressa's telling him, I don't like you. You're talking about I'm scared to fight Hannah Babriels and all this and that. So if you don't like me, why would you talk to me? I don't like you. She's telling him flat out. And I mean, I'm listening to this really just, so I cashed out. Okay. In fact, actually, as I was about to stop it, I realized the video stopped anyway. I didn't even see the whole thing. So right now it's 1:53 in the afternoon. But I'm going to say this about this fight. So if you guys don't know, because Hannah Babriels' name hasn't been mentioned in boxing at all. Really, she is the light heavyweight and heavyweight champion in females boxing, and she's coming back down to middleweight to fight against Claressa Shields. So she's trying to gain a title at middleweight against Shields, which means, she doesn't lose her light heavyweight and heavyweight titles. There's nobody up at those weight classes that we actually really know of. So this is actually a way for Hannah Babriels to even be seen again, which, from the understanding that we have, is that it's going to be sold out, 15,000 people at that arena that they're going to be in. So this is good for her in that way. Now, of course, she wants more than that. She wants to win. I hope that the fight is a solid fight, a great fight, fantastic fight, whatever, all that good stuff. But these press conferences, they do nothing for me. And I've never watched the fight because of the press conference. Never, at no point in time. I don't care what they say. That's not what it's about. That's not my interest. It's what they do once they get in. But Hannah Babriels, I haven't seen her fight for a while, so I had, went on YouTube, started watching some fights of hers, and it's okay. We'll see what happens. And again, she's coming back down in weight to fight Shields. So as far as Savannah Marshall goes, because people were saying, oh, I thought they were going to rematch. Why do people keep saying they thought they were going to rematch when, one, okay, their contract was stipulated that there was no rematch, okay, unless, only the rematch clause was this: if there was no controversial decision, there's no need for a rematch. If there was a controversial decision, then they could rematch. There was no controversy whatsoever, okay? So the deal is this: Savannah Marshall is saying she wants to fight Claressa Shields in a rematch, but Claressa needs to come to the UK because Claressa doesn't sell tickets in the US, and which is basically not true, okay? That was the case at one point. It's not the case now. But two, that would be saying that would also be saying that Savannah Marshall is no star, because what you're saying is, even though you'd be Claressa's dance partner, you guys couldn't sell out an arena, over in America. Well, when Anthony Joshua came over to fight Jarrell Miller, initially he wound up, Jarrell Miller, we know he wound up fighting Andy Ruiz, but that was a, sold out building. You think these people was coming to see Jarrell Miller? This was Anthony Joshua's American debut. Do you think that those people was there because Jarrell Miller? And even when Andy Ruiz stepped up, okay, because of course you guys know he was a replacement. You think they was there for Andy Ruiz? No. These tickets already sold. Okay. So at the end of the day, who came to the fight was there already. They already got their ticket, anticipating Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller. Okay, but at the end of the day, bottom line is that building was sold out. And you know what people were saying about AJ? He couldn't sell out a building in America. He's not known in America. He's known over there in the UK. That was a bunch of hate and a bunch of nonsense. So what I'm saying, as far as Claressa and Savannah, that's not something that Savannah shouldn't have to worry about. You're not a matchmaker. Either you wanted to fight or you didn't want to fight. At the end of the day, Claressa Shields took your belt. She is undisputed. Why does she have to play, this game based on what Savannah Marshall wants? No. You want to fight? No problem. Come over here this time. I already went over there and beat you in your country. The thing that made me laugh, when people were saying she beat her in the amateurs, it made it sound like she beat Claressa the way Claressa beat her in the pros when they fought. And the reality is the majority of the people that saw that fight said, nah, they robbed Claressa Shields. That Claressa really won that fight. They robbed her. So to make it sound like they keep, she beat her. Like, it was like, okay, whatever, y'all can hold on to that, but what matters is what happens now. Okay, and even Peter Fury had common sense to know that, and he said it. That came out of his mouth as well. That none of that means anything. So that was that. But what's funny is hearing people say, "Oh, she's scared to come back over here because she knows she's gonna lose next." Like, scared of what? What did you see in that fight that made you think, "Yo, she's gonna lose the next fight for sure"? I mean, you can think whatever you want. I mean, she took Savannah's best. Savannah took her best. Claressa said out of her own mouth she got hit so hard. She got hit where she couldn't see out of her right eye. But you and I didn't know that, did we? Till she said it. And she fought through it regardless. So again, like for me, I feel like, listen, all of this picking sides just to start talking nonsense is that's not going to change anything. What happens in the ring is what happens in the ring. So I'll say that's why that fight is not going on. And it could be some other things as well. And Savannah was really upset that she lost the fight, and she was talking about spending time with her family. So she might not really just be ready to climb back in there, because whether it's Shields, there'll have to be Shields just to stay busy, just to get back in there with another top person, another fighter. She can do that, So at the end of the day, and think about it, do you think that the very next fight she want to have is going to be with Shields, and she haven't fought since then? And Shields is getting ready to have this fight with Gabriel. So, I just feel like people start talking and using their imagination, and they just start saying all types of nonsense. But that's why that fight's not happening. Is this going to be a good fight with Gabriels and Shields? I don't know. Hopefully, we'll have to see. So, and I'm saying that because we haven't seen Gabriels in a long time, and what I have seen of her, I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Like I said, I went on YouTube and started watching some more updated fights of her. We'll just see what happens. But it's a fight, and this is a current title holder. So it's not like Shields is fighting some unknown, unranked, just some Jenny come lately. You know what I mean? She's fighting someone, and that she shared the ring with before. And I don't know what fight people were watching before when they tried to say that Hannah Babriels really won. No, she knocked her down in the first round, but as far as winning the fight, stop it. So we'll have to see what happens. But that's all we can do. That's all we can do. We'll just see what happens. And that's the fight that we're getting. It's not Savannah and Shields. It's Babriels and Shields. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch you on the next video.